So you want to change the world. Great! We can't help you change the entire world, but we can help you get your ideas to the Arabian Horse Association's yearly convention as a resolution so you can make a change in your association. So let's begin. To start, our Director of Competitions, Leslie Lockard, is going to walk us through the resolution process.
Hi, I'm Leslie Lockard, Senior Director of Competitions. I'm here to talk to you about the resolution process. First off, resolutions are submitted by member organizations, by regional board of delegates, by member clubs, and by the board of directors. There is only one person, one individual that may submit a resolution, and that's our AHA president. But this is the easiest way for the outside group to get a resolution or a rule into the AHA handbook or into the USEF EC rule book.
Did you catch that? An individual can't submit a resolution unless you are an AHA president, so make sure to be part of a club, commission, committee, or on the AHA board of directors to bring forth a resolution.
As far as the USEF and EC rule books, those are the only ways to get those rules changed, is through the resolution process. That is the way for a member organization or a committee, which is the usual group that's submitting a rule, to change rules to make things better for our exhibitors and competitors. As far as rules go, there are two ways to get rules into our handbook. One is through the resolution process, the other is through a board of director motion. The resolution process is a more definite way to get it in. If you get something into our handbook by a resolution, it can only be changed or modified by the resolution process. A board of director motion cannot touch a resolution. As I had stated before, the only individual that can make a change to or put forward a resolution is the AHA president. However, as an individual, you still have the power. What you need to do is actually go through an AHA committee or through your local member organization and bring forward the idea, have that vetted out by that group, and actually put forward as a resolution. So as an individual, if you have an interest of having a rule changed, what I would suggest is you join a local member organization in your area, in your region, or if you have a discipline-oriented club, I would encourage you to join that particular club to put something forward. Also, a committee, an AHA standing committee, is also an excellent way. So if you have a change, say, to the hunter jumper rules that you'd like to make, then I would encourage you to join the hunter jumper committee and have that rule vetted through that committee and put forward as a resolution. Resolutions need to be submitted to the AHA office by August 15th. So I would encourage you to actually approach your club or your committee prior to that and actually come forward with an idea of how to change the rule. What you need to do is be able to cite where a rule exists or where you would like this new rule to exist. And then you also need to put forward what needs to be changed and the reasoning behind the change.
Did you miss the August 15th deadline? A last-minute resolution is allowed. To still get consideration, you need to get 25 signatures from delegates that are officially registered for that year's convention.
The best way to go about doing this is to locate the resolution form on the AHA website. You can either download it and actually send it as an email attachment or download it and send it through the mail. What I find is an email attachment directly to myself is the easiest way to go about this. Once the resolution is received, I go ahead and place that into my drive and I contact our Agenda and Resolution Committee. This 3-member committee actually goes through the resolutions and vet them for various reasons. So what they're looking at is, are the whereases self-explanatory? Did you cite the correct rules changes? Did you cite the correct areas that a rule may need to be modified or changed? And did you state your case as to whether this should be an extraordinary resolution or a standard resolution? Those two categories actually determine when the resolution is placed into effect. So for an extraordinary resolution, you need to meet some criteria. What that would be is the health, safety, and well-being of the horse and or rider or handler, financial well-being of AHA or a member organization, or is this rule fixing a severe hardship or gross unfairness to the association's recognized events, or is the resolution involving other compelling reasons. A standard resolution does not meet any of the above or any of the other listed criteria. With an extraordinary resolution, once you submit that and it meets that criteria and is passed by our delegation, that would go into effect December 31st of the year that it is actually reviewed at convention. A standard resolution would be put off for a full year cycle. Resolutions that actually touch the USEF rulebook and EC rulebook may go into effect at a different time frame because it actually is then given to that association and would need to follow their implementation dates. With USEF, that is usually an April 1 date for something that's more immediate, or a December 1st date in which that would be placed into effect. With the review process with agenda and resolutions, if they find something that they feel should be modified and or changed to make it more clear to the delegation, they will submit it back to the proponent, that is the point person in a committee or commission and or club, and ask them to possibly change it for clarity. So once that is agreed upon by the proponent, it would come back and actually be submitted to the actual voting delegates with that possible change. If a resolution hits the convention floor and is voted down by the delegation, that resolution can go back to the committee and can be reviewed and possibly be brought forward the following year. At this point in time, there's no time limit on how many times you can bring forward a resolution. However, we find that if you cannot get it forward in 2 tries, typically it will not go forward ever.
So remember, if your resolution doesn't pass the first time, you can always resubmit it the following year.
In order for an individual to actually vote upon a resolution, you need to be a part of a member organization. And you must have joined that club prior to the June 30th cutoff date. And now the delegate process has changed. It is now every 35 members in which a club will receive a delegate instead of every 50 members. We encourage clubs to submit delegates and actually have those delegates attend so they can put forward their input as to whether a resolution should be passed or not.
Want to make sure your resolution doesn't get turned down? Give yourself voting power at convention by becoming a delegate.
So once the agenda and resolutions has vetted all the resolutions and made the determination as to what committees that resolution will be submitted to, there is a vetting out process that's done at convention, then those resolutions will be posted on our website for all to view. People who have actually registered for convention will receive hard copies of these resolutions, and we encourage them to bring those to convention. Resolutions may actually be changed prior to convention, so once people arrive, they should check with the AHA office to see if any of those resolutions have been modified to bring those forward to the various meetings that may review those resolutions. So modifications are actually brought forward in committee meetings and actually may be done prior to convention. So those usually come forward via a committee. Maybe another committee might take a look at it. It affects them. They may go into negotiation of how you might want to change this rule in order to make it passed by all. So once you are a registered attendee and you've received your resolution, please note at the top of all the resolutions the various committees and commissions that this resolution has been referred to. Those are those committee meetings that you would like to attend because those are the committees that will actually discuss this resolution. We also encourage the proponent, that is the point person of the resolution, to attend those meetings in case there's any questions so that they can answer those and actually receive feedback as to whether or not this resolution needs to be modified. So once the committees and/or commissions have reviewed those resolutions, there is a report that they need to make back to the Agenda and Resolution Committee members. What they do is then place that particular vote on the resolution for the resolution reader to make the report back to the delegation once this resolution is read on the floor. This helps the delegation actually make a decision as to whether or not they should approve or disapprove this resolution. So once the resolution is actually proposed or read on the convention floor and given to the delegates for discussion and vote, a resolution can be vetted out at that point in time. Anyone can walk up to a microphone and actually make a case for or against a particular resolution. If a resolution is voted down, it's disapproved and will not go forward. Actually, through the discussion process, it could be referred back to the committee, so there will not be a disapproval. It will just be referred back to the committee for further study to be hopefully brought forward to convention the following year. In order to help you with your decision making, there is a plenary process that is at convention. So we have a session in which the proponent can actually come to the plenary session and that particular resolution is read, and the proponent can actually explain why they are putting this forward. It's not an area in order to vet this rule, it's an area in which the proponent can actually explain why they put this resolution forward, which helps you have a better understanding.
To recap, you can have your voice heard at convention by being a proponent and explain why you think the resolution you put forward is needed.
So resolutions that are approved by the delegation will either be implemented immediately, depending on whether they're extraordinary or not, or they will go forward to the United States Equestrian Federation and Equestrian Canada, and there they will go through the review process. Once again, there may be a different implementation date for those particular rules. So once a resolution has been voted upon, it's been approved, it moves forward, it's now placed into either AHA's rulebook, USCF's rulebook, or EC's rulebook. Then it is a rule to be followed. The only way that those rules can then be modified would be through another resolution process. So if you want to basically pull back that rule or modify that rule, once again, you have to go through the resolution process. So in writing your resolution, what you need to remember are your whereas statements. Your whereas statements actually defend the resolved portion, which is the rule that you want to put forward. So please be clear and concise. Why does there need to be a change? Why does there need to be addition? Or why do we need to pull back a rule? So please be clear, state that. And then in your resolve portion, you also need to make sure that you're quoting the correct area where this needs to be located. Please remember that AHA is a democratic organization. This is the organization for you, the member. If you do not like the way something has been implemented, or if you want to feel a part of the rule process, I encourage you to join a member organization or a committee and put forward your rule change.
Now that you have a better understanding of the resolution process, you might still have questions on what exactly convention is and how it works. Convention Coordinator Annie Voden is going to share what convention is, how to register, and attend.
My name is Annie Voden, and I am the Membership and Club Liaison in the Registry Services Department, and I'm also in charge of registration at convention. So AHA is a member-run organization, which means that the members get to decide on many rules and regulations that the association abides by. Convention is a time for delegates, who are club representatives voted on by their club, to decide on these rules and regulations. Delegates are selected by the club that they will be representing and must be a member of that club on June 30th of that convention year. After June 30th, the club president or club secretary may log into our website and complete the certificate of voting delegates, authorizing this individual to represent their club at convention. Once the delegate has been authorized, they may register for convention, which usually opens up late September and early October. There's an early bird registration, which offers discounted rates to individuals attending convention and is highly encouraged. Email updates are sent out around this time, reminding members to register for convention at this discounted rate. Be sure to check your email on a regular basis around this time to check for updates from AHA.
Not a delegate but want to attend convention? You can.
Everyone is welcome at convention and is encouraged to come. You get to meet new people, go to fun events, and interact with individuals that have the same passions as you do. Members and guests are encouraged to come and may register online, via our website, or via mail. Electronic registration is fast and easy and is available through logging into your member login via our website. In order to log into our website and attend convention, you must be a current member with AHA. For delegates and guests alike attending convention, there are many fun activities to participate in, from luncheons to bingo and the President's Banquet at the end of convention to conclude another successful year. For more information on convention, please visit the website listed below, or if you have questions on convention registration, please give me a call at 303-696-4568.
Now that you know the steps of creating and submitting a resolution and how convention works, get out there and start changing the world, one resolution at a time.